Well, I will say it like I do every week. Welcome, everybody. I'm
What?
Josh.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Abby.
Abs, you almost got you got
My
a little
bad.
you got a little premature on that.
My bad, Josh.
All right. So, welcome to Fields and Four Wheels podcast. And wow, I don't know if you guys got any stories, but I got some stories for this episode.
We got more stories than you got, so
Well,
Definitely.
All right, so
we're gonna
do
get
that.
our story out before you get yours
So,
out.
do you guys want to jump right into your story, or do we want to go like we always
Let's
do?
start
Hey,
it off like we always do.
so, Ethan, how was your week of work?
Good, worked, feeling better after last week's incident. So
Oh,
I've
yeah,
been
you
just
were-
working.
You weren't feeling so hot? Was that like 2 weeks ago?
That was
That was
last week.
last week.
That was last
Oh,
week.
that was the accident.
Yeah,
I
the
was thinking about when
accident.
you were sick the week
No,
before.
I'm talking
Oh,
about my accident.
time is
Yeah,
flying.
you haven't been around here, so you don't know.
Yeah,
I
you
can't-
left.
Completely
Yeah,
lost
you've been
track.
gone.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, work. What are you guys doing?
We're getting ready for the season starting here. Finished up some backhoe work, getting road saws ready. I got a lot of grinding and welding to do on Monday, all day on that. Just getting everything ready to get going. Got
Get
a new truck
get
coming in.
going. All right, Abs. How was your work week?
It was pretty good, Continuing with the CDL, driving the Batavia.
Oh, I forgot. How was the big
Big
rigging?
trucker. We got a big
It's-
trucker over
It's
here.
going pretty good. My road test is Monday.
Oh, are you nervous?
Fingers crossed,
Are you nervous?
Getting there a little bit.
Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous for you, Abs. I got a little pit in my gut.
How was your work week? What'd you go to work yesterday and today? And Monday. You went to work on Monday?
You went
No,
to
I
work
didn't go.
yesterday?
I didn't go Monday. I ended up because the flights got changed. I changed back into my other clothes. And
Oh, I
never
thought-
went into
I thought
work.
you
when
went
you
to-
left, I was headed to work. Yeah, Abs, we want to get back onto that because I really want to get you all pumped up and nervous for this trucking.
Let's not, please.
Oh.
Yeah, let's let her.
No,
No one.
I don't know. But you're just sorry, guys.
I'm sure I'm gonna be nervous Monday
um,
morning.
Oh yeah.
yeah, but is it with the same people you've been driving with, right?
Well, there's an instructor coming from the DMV.
Oh,
So
yeah.
examiner.
so there's gonna be a different guy.
a whole different guy
Yeah.
than she's.
Well, and sometimes though, in some of those places that they do it, I think the guy that's training you kind of is the guy that's going to end up doing it or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever.
So that's awesome. And all right,
I am gonna say, excuse the noise in the background. We do have 3 little kids here.
Yeah, there you are.
They are playing
wound
and
for
they are
sound.
wound tonight.
they are wound for sound. And we did put out a YouTube video last week from our video or a video from our podcast. They did say we did have some audio kind of low, so we are trying to see if we got that figured out this time. So hopefully we got that set. So, you guys want to ask me about my work week? We can get into that here, where there's something else we want to talk about first. But I will tell you, I don't care what airline it is. It could be American, could be Delta, could be Allegiant, could be whatever. Every airline is gonna get you right in the rear end because these last few months of flying and everything I've done, it don't matter what the airline is. I'm telling you, it's nuts. So I'll get back to that when we get to it. But I think there's some.
We got something a little more exciting.
That's
to
what
talk
I'm saying.
about.
My stuff is maybe me on my soapbox, but let's talk about you
I think
guys.
Definitely don't want that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go about.
So
last week
we're gonna cut you off.
Yep,
We're
go
cutting
for
you off. This is mine and Abby's podcast now.
There you go.
You just be
you-
quiet
hey,
over there.
You ask your questions. You do what you want. But
All right.
this is our podcast
All right,
now.
all right.
Abby,
go
how
for
you
it.
feeling about running this whole podcast
Oh, I'm
by
feeling
ourselves?
pretty good here.
So am I. So we talked about it last week. We are. Last Friday, we all loaded up and headed out to Tall Pines ATV Park up in Andover, New York.
It was a fun time, let me just say.
Oh,
It was
a
Good
blast.
riding. The weather was excellent.
It was the warmest weekend we had after here through winter. It was a good day of riding. We got up there Friday night, went out, hung out with some other folks around there, and then came back to our campsite, hung out there for a little while.
So you got up there Friday. Did you unload the machines and ride back to your camp?
Yes, we were able to actually drive back to the camp.
So we got right down to camp and unloaded there.
Got everything set up on the inside, beds made, snacks and food put away.
Then we went up to our buddy's campsite, and I think about halfway through, we all decided we were hungry and went back to camp and ate and hung out there.
So you went to you said another campsite then back?
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys didn't go down to the motorsports place? Friday?
No,
Nope.
not
They
Friday
were
night.
actually all hanging out there.
Yeah, they were there.
But you guys thought better of it and said, "Hey, we're not going to go there."
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all right. No, whatever.
Yeah, we all got up Saturday morning. I will tell you, our sleeping arrangements were not what I wanted. The girls woke up Saturday and see me pretzeled up into a tiny little recliner. I woke up with my legs numb because they were hanging off like the armrest of it, and like it just, yeah. I woke up with numb legs. I had numb legs for like 20 minutes in the morning. I was horrible sleep.
I slept pretty good, except for you trying to draw on my face in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah, so Abby decided to pick up these. What were they? Some of
I
the
didn't even pick them up. They were in the camper.
Oh, all right. We found these marker things. They weren't really markers. It's kind of like
Glow in the dark face paint. I don't
face
know.
paint. And so we were talking about whoever falls asleep first is getting written on. And
And it was definitely going to be Angela, let me just say. We thought.
all the girls were asleep. I come in. I'm sitting in the chair, and I'm like, "Hang on, we got the markers." So I first went over to Angelo. He woke up. Then I went to Michaela Long, our buddy's girlfriend. And then she woke up. And then I went to Abby. Abby woke up. And then I went
I
to my
was-
girlfriend, and she was asleep.
She was passed out.
And I was
hard.
able to draw on her, but it didn't come out too good in the morning.
It didn't work out for you very well for me, though, did it?
No, it didn't. Abby was going to.
I
Yeah.
was very mad at him. Let me just say.
Oh, so we have a little guy that just kind of snuck up in here on us, and maybe he needs to get to. He's saying hi, Dad. Say hi,
He's
Dad.
over there.
Say hi, Dad. There you go.
Yeah, go get him.
Go get him. He wants you to go with him, but so we can assure the people that you guys did not go to No Tell Motel.
Nope.
We did not. We stayed in a camper there because our Seymours have a camp there,
Camp.
and they let us all crash there.
All right, so you guys got.
We actually, the day Friday, we're at work. Abby sends me a message. I found they got the house on the hill, which is like a rental you can rent. for the
Yeah, I think
weekend.
they had one or two that were open.
So we're like,
Yes.
she's like, let's do it. She read the thing wrong. She read it wrong.
But
And
all of us read it wrong.
thought it was going to be $600 for the weekend. We're like, oh my gosh, it'd be perfect. Split it 4 ways. It's cheap. Let's do it. It'd be a lot comfier than sleeping in that camper.
Yeah.
And then we had the neighbor's girlfriend call up and found out that it was going to be $1,200. And we are like, yeah, that ain't worth it.
Yeah, no, that's all right. All right. So you guys went down there Friday, unloaded, got down there. Didn't really get any crazy Friday.
No,
Oh, no.
Saturday morning, bright and early, we were up and out by 8:30.
No.
We were
Saturday
supposed to
morning,
be.
I wake up. We all are waking up. And when you got 3 girls in one camper bathroom, well, not so much Abby, but the other 2, they take a long time to get ready. I wanted to leave the campsite at 8:30.
I'm like, what were they getting ready for? You guys were
I
out in
just-
the middle of nowhere.
Makala was straightening her hair because that had to be touched up, even though you're gonna put a helmet on over it. Whatever.
and it was just, and I'm 8:30. I'm in there. I'm like, come on, we gotta go. We gotta go. We didn't leave there until like 8:50. But luckily,
That's
we got
still pretty early
we got-
for typical top
Yeah,
line
because
riding.
we could
Well,
start at like 9.
registration
Oh.
start opened at 9, so I wanted to be there before the lines got there because they were figuring a lot of people, and I didn't ask how many people actually showed
They
up.
were expecting Friday night when we were talking to them. They were expecting 1,400.
Maybe it was 1,400,
Almo-
1,400, something like that. So we're like, man,
around there.
let's get down there. We ended up getting down there, perfect timing. Right behind us, a huge line.
Yeah.
So we got our bracelets,
Hey,
you know.
So side note, real quick, Abs, how did that season pass work out for you?
Awesome.
So it didn't cost you anything to get in there
Nope.
and get going. All right. So you guys went down there, and this ride was the Easter egg hunt, like
Snud run.
oh Snud Run.
Snud run.
But they did it Easter themed.
Easter. So there was eggs. So just like
Are-
last time.
Are they
we were
going to
down
do an Easter run, or is this was
That
kind
was
of
their
was the
Easter.
Easter
this was
run.
the Easter run? Okay, go ahead.
So last time we were down there, what were we looking for?
Beads.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
beads. Which the beads were kind of set up. You know, everybody kind of knew where they were. This time it was eggs. You found eggs just sitting on the trailer, pick them up, and got a prize.
Yeah, what did you win, Ethan?
I won a
Back massage at the-
WWE wrestler squishy thing.
All right.
Is that the one on my 4-wheeler?
Yeah, it's the one that's on the 4-wheeler.
What did you win, Abs?
I won a neck gator.
That game. I gotcha. Got anybody else win anything?
Okay,
Cool?
or McKenna, she got me some shop towels is what she won me.
Rags, shop rags.
Shop
Yep, that
rags.
was a good one.
That was
Seymour
Got
won some
half
ratchet
of a ratchet
strap.
straps, cut in
Yep.
half. We got 2 ratchet straps.
All right, that sounds like that was so it was a good hit for you.
Yeah,
and
it
then
was
you went around and then
So yeah,
could
we
you
wrote.
like see an egg and be like, "Ooh, there's an egg, but I really want to find a different egg because I think maybe
It didn't matter. It didn't matter what egg you grabbed. The only egg that mattered was the one with the season pass in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because when you got down there, you gave them your egg, and you just pick out of a.
gotcha.
You
So
pick
it
out a
didn't really
number.
matter. So you're like, "Oh, I don't want this one. Maybe I'll pick that one." But
Yeah.
no, you want to go find the other.
Yeah, we weren't successful.
No,
Well, Abs, you already won the season pass. I don't know what else.
I was looking for it.
I don't know what
Yeah,
else the heck
We
you were
tried.
looking for.
Actually, I was leading our first ride out, and I think we got 20 minutes into this ride, and all of a sudden I see everybody stopping, and I'm like, what are they stopping for? I completely forgot that we were looking for eggs.
Yeah, your girlfriend pointed it out, and neighbor Christopher dove on top of it. Literally dove.
Oh yeah.
Jumped out of the side by side and dove on top of it like a maniac.
Oh, shoot.
It was pretty
Um,
funny.
So, what time? I mean, did you guys look for eggs all day, or how did that go?
We pretty much found our eggs throughout.
You
the
could only
first
get
ride.
one egg.
Everybody got
person.
one egg. So once we found our eggs,
We went
Good.
and cashed in our prizes.
And then what did you guys do?
well. So this is how it all went down. So we went down. We ended up at Mud City with everybody. Had
Oh
eggs.
yeah.
And so Mud City, if anybody has ever been to Tall Pines, or even on our Facebook page, I shared a video.
Yes.
Of it.
Hold on, real quick. We did mention that there was going to be a full length video. We're still working on
So yeah, let's.
Okay.
I don't want to. Told everybody to be on Wednesday because I thought it'd be simple. Boom, we can get this up. I have come to realize that taking GoPro footage and putting it onto a computer is a million times harder than I ever thought.
it. All right. So for people who are listening, we are working on it.
I'm struggling through it right now, but we'll get it out
These are the things we're learning.
by
we're,
next.
So we're new into this. So
Like I'm still trying to figure out how to. It's
no worries.
a lot of figuring things out.
No worries. So
But-
go ahead.
So we ended up at
Mud
Mud City, and
Mud City.
had to do it for the content. They got that big hole down there, and
Hey, I got a pretty good picture. I was thinking like
that
Josh.
was a good picture. Michaela
Yeah.
Long got a nice video.
I didn't see a picture.
I posted it. With
was on my
Ethan
story.
And then Macala. sitting there.
She
Uh,
posted on the
video?
Fields of Four Wheels.
Yeah,
I can't believe you missed it. I
I
was
would-
really thinking like Josh. That time.
well, you should think like me, right? I'm glad you were thinking like me. That's awesome.
But so we came out of there. I went through that hole twice, and so then we're like, all right, now let's go cash in our eggs. So as we're heading up to the barn, we go up this hill, and it's kind of just roadway trails. All of a sudden, I'm going, let off the gas, clunk, clunk, clunk. Then I go again, and then clunk, clunk, clunk. I'm like, oh Jesus, what is this? Sounded like a U joint falling apart. So we pull over, and I shook down the entire four wheeler, could not find a single thing. We're like, all right, maybe there's a burn spot in the belt from the hole, because I don't know if the belt slipped or not. Whatever, it could be a burn spot. It's like, all right, we'll take it down to Trailside. So we went up to the barn.
Was that the picture or Snapchat of your 4-wheeler that was taken apart?
Yes. So
yeah, that was so failed to mention to Pops,
I got
the
a
big
handle.
old, the big old daddy, that his machine. I'm like, please tell me that's not his. But he didn't tell me that his machine was taken apart, so I didn't expect that it was him. But I should have said, you know what? That's probably Ethan's machine.
He did say, "Yeah, I told Dad about it."
No, I'd never said
I thought-
once that I
I'm
told
pretty-
him about.
I thought you told Christopher and Angela that. Yeah.
No,
I
they never
said-
asked. It was how was
Well,
why,
okay,
why
so-
is it important to tell? That's what I'm thinking about. Oh, I
you
gotta
just
tell my
sent him
dad.
a picture of it.
I posted a video on my Snapchat.
All right, so what did
figured-
we
Oh, I
find?
didn't know you.
Whatever.
What was
We
wrong?
go up to the barn. We go down to Trailside. What is it? Trailside Motorsports.
Yeah.
Motorsports. Trailside Motorsports. Huge shout out to them. They got me. I went down there looking for a belt because we figured it was the belt. And they're like, well, throw it on the left. We'll tear it apart right here. So we pulled it apart and went through, and the belt was perfectly fine, but my clutch. So you got your secondary clutch and your clutch. It didn't want to spin by hand. So they're like, well, a known thing on these Can-Ams is the bearings that clutch rides on. They're like, well, we got to take the belt off. Might as well just pull this clutch and see if they're bad. I bet you that's 100% what it's from. It's a $42 fix over a $150 belt. Simple. So we pulled it apart, and they were dirty, but they weren't bad at all. So like maybe, just maybe. So we slap it all back together, and I take it out, and through their parking lot, and it's still making this clunking noise. You go onto it and you let off, and it's clunk, clunk, clunk. So we pulled back in. We spent 30 minutes. Well, we spent 30 minutes of just riding it around, trying to figure out where it was coming from. Threw it on the list. Spent another 20 minutes looking at everything. At this point, all these guys just left me at Trailside. I'm like, oh, whatever.
This
we left
was
you
on
when you guys
Saturday.
were still working on the clutch. We were all hungry.
Yeah.
So we got it, pulled it back up on the lift, could not figure it out. And we are like, at this point, you just got to ride it until it shows its face. Ride it until it breaks all the way. You'll figure out what it is once it breaks. So they left my girlfriend with me. So we jumped on it. We rode up back to the campsite. Didn't make the noise at all.
So where are we at with the noise today?
It still
So-
does it.
It is an axle.
We
Oh.
don't know what one yet. One
I
in
have
the
an
rear.
axle on the way. It's one of the rear ones. I'm leaning more towards the right one, but it's to the point where it's on its way out, but it hasn't fully gone out.
Hmm.
So I've just been riding it, waiting for it to actually. Every time I get off of it, I'm shaking them, seeing, but it has not yet to show its face.
Sorry, that's me whacking the mic here. Huh?
So all this big loud clunking. Now it's to the point where it's clicking, where I know, it's clicking. Well, that's an axle. But at first it was you let off and it was clunk, clunk, clunk. But it wasn't. Everything was fine.
All right, so we have to say
We
that
have confirmation of what it is. We got the part on the way, so it's ready.
we
to
got
go.
an axle. Abs,
Besides-
any shenanigans with your trip down there?
Nope. Mine was great. I did come back with a scratch rim, pretty good. Gonna have to
Yeah.
fix that.
Yeah.
Nicholas, if you got any ideas, Dad.
Yeah, I would at least, if
We
nothing
file it
more,
up and
I would just put a
Maybe just some.
I put a little file on that, clean
Yeah.
it down because it's
Right.
sharp, and then
Yeah.
maybe put some paint on there. I saw that when you were washing it off there on Sunday.
Yep.
Anything else exciting down there with you guys?
Not a whole lot. Trails were definitely muddy. We got all this snow melting. There was one spot where I wasn't even thinking to think it was icy, and it kind of comes down to this opening, and I was moving right along, and all of a sudden I hit this patch of ice going down this hill, and it went sideways and then back the other way, and I luckily caught myself. That was bad, but other than that, there was only a couple little spots with ice, muddy. It was definitely really muddy,
Really muddy.
but no dust. So it was nice.
We caught something today that maybe I kind of missed the conversation, but Ethan, I think there's maybe we can grab an axle off a different machine.
So
Yeah.
I get
maybe.
a phone call from my girlfriend. Angela was just up here. Jody just
Whoa, wait a minute. Angelo was at the house with your
What?
girlfriend? Oh my gosh. I don't know.
with his kid. He had his kid too.
oh my-
I mean,
Ethan,
I
that's X-rated. We can't even talk about that stuff on here.
so she calls me, goes, Angela says, Jody just bought the same four-wheeler as you. I'm like, no way. The same exact four-wheeler? Same exact four-wheeler. So I'm
you-
like, hang on. So then I called Jody. I said, Jody, we're going to go ride this new machine? She goes, how'd you find out? I said, Angela. So she went out and bought it. Now at this point, they're leftovers. So
Yep.
it was like $2,000 cheaper than mine was. So she got a good deal on it. But she bought the same exact 2024 Can-Am Outlander 850 XMR that I have.
So my thought is she's probably going to show you up out there.
She might, she might get pretty crazy, and it'll be hilarious. when
Probably
she
give her a
shows you
couple
up.
bulates and
Yeah, I'm sure. I called her when I was on the phone. I'm like, we gonna go break this thing in tonight? Wow, I ain't beating on it. I said, no, we gotta ride it to break it in. Well, maybe.
yeah, I can't see that. Just give her a
She-
couple of those and
All I got from her was a picture of it, and then she's like, "Oh, I already bought it." I'm
She
like,
got a good deal on it. I mean,
"She did.
as
Good for her.
leftover.
It is making her happy. She
leftover.
deserves it."
So leftover Can-Am XMR 2024 850. All right, that's sweet. So get another vehicle added to the fleet of everybody around here. So
I think the neighbor's looking at one this weekend too for
Yep.
his woman. We picked up my girlfriend picked up her four-wheeler that she's had at her parents' house that she's rolled, smacked into a tree,
Got stuck on a stump and just drove around in circles on it.
and then she was driving it yesterday, and she's like, "I just every time I let off, the rear tires are locking up, and anytime I go, it's just really loud
Was that the-
squeaking." And I'm like,
the brakes.
the rear brake was frozen right up.
I gotcha. Holy moly! So
We
there's
got-
always something with these. So that was your guys' weekend. Nothing else really exciting. I mean, you guys went down there. Nobody got the season pass. You got a
No.
couple trips.
Nothing too
Had a
exciting.
good time. You said a lot of people, not a lot of people.
There was quite a bit of people.
The day parking was filled.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I think, Abby, I had talked to you on the side. You said that there wasn't a lot of people down there camping as opposed
Yeah,
to
there
just.
wasn't a lot of people camping.
So it was more of a day event, but camping was open if you wanted to stay out there, and the weather wasn't too bad. And then you guys came home on Sunday, a little bit of rain, but nothing.
Well, this is the fun part. We loaded up in the rain up at Tall Pines, downpouring.
On Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
it
drove
poured
all the
the
way
entire
here,
time.
and it was beautiful, sun shining. As soon as we pull into the neighbor's driveway, it started downpouring, and then we unloaded our machines, downpouring. Me and Andrew like, we're already wet. Let's go take them down to the creek, kind of wash the undercarriage. Soon as we get down to the creek, it stops raining and it's sunny.
Yeah, at this point I was halfway through washing my 4-wheeler
Yeah.
because I said I'm already soaked to this point. What's the difference?
Well, that is the reason last week we did our podcast on Thursday because you guys all left Friday.
Yep.
I did catch up with I did see Ethan for a bit on Sunday. I did catch Abby on Sunday washing her machine. No issues with yours, though.
None at all.
Nobody else have any issues besides whatever you figured out, E?
Nope.
All
Everybody
right.
else is ran good.
Oh.
Christopher had a little bit of a problem. So that night when we unloaded and went down to everybody's campsite, it was running. It was running bad.
And what was he having that was running bad?
So we got down there, and then
Was that what
his
machine
side
was it?
by side. He's got a Polaris 900
I think it's a 900.
900 Razor.
Okay, so a little bit of an older machine, but not. Yeah.
Nothing too fancy.
Yeah.
But we got down to everybody's campsite, and when we went to leave there, they said it was running fine, and it ran fine all weekend for him.
Good deal.
They had a little hiccup.
Well, Andy has a crack in his belt box.
Oh yes. So he's like, we went through this one hole. And he's like, man, my belt was really slipping, and we stopped, pull over to have some of our favorite beverages, and we looking at his belt box. There's a big old hole in the side of his belt box.
Mhm.
I was talking with him last night. He thinks there might be something up with his clutch, something off in
So
it
when
to
we
make it do that.
we went out riding just before it was dark. We're like, let's go get a quick ride in. It's sun's just going down. We can get a real quick one in. And so we're kind of going through the day parking, and I see a bunch of people kind of camping in the day parking, and all I can smell is marshmallows. Like somebody is cooking marshmallows over a fire.
Yeah.
And I pull up to this, and they were all out waving at us. And I was like, "You guys cooking marshmallows?" Like, no. So we keep going. I'm still smelling marshmallows, and we end up stopping. And I walk up to his machine, and I start smelling. I'm like, "It's your machine that smells like marshmallows." I'm thinking his primary clutch is either backing out the bolt is or something to come out where it rubbed through the belt box
Running
and
on
is
that plastic.
just
Yeah, it
rubbing
rubbed
more
a
and more
hole
and
in
more.
it.
Rubby rub rub.
There's,
Yep.
It was on the top, so there's not like you're gonna get a rock. You're more likely to get a rock in the back, round, the back up part. But
Yeah, I don't know.
He said he'll take it apart, figure it out.
well, it needs to do a lot of work to that thing, anyways.
Yeah, it does. It needs wheel bearings, U joints.
Every single
I'm
wheel
sure.
bearing. U joints, tie rods.
It's been used and abused, and
Kinda
it's
like,
a Polaris, so
kind of like you, Ethan. Been used and abused.
Wow. Really, I don't think that's appropriate to be talking about.
definitely not
No.
appropriate, John.
I wasn't saying it
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
really.
Well, you have to forgive me. I had spent 4 days in Alabama at a
Pretty sick.
conference talking. It was for work, but it was a conference to help work on prevented measures for abused children. So, yeah, no, we were good with that. But so I spent some time doing that, and I was telling you before you guys got into your great stories about my flight adventures. But I remember a couple weeks ago we talked about my flight getting canceled 12 hours
Yep.
before the flight. This one was canceled 6 hours. 6 hours prior to my flight, and so it was a long day of trying to travel down to Alabama. We bunched a bunch of flights, and then we decided to we flew from Syracuse to Philly, 4 hour layover in Philly, and then we went to flew into Nashville, and then we had to get a rental truck and drove a rental truck from Nashville down to Huntsville, and I spent the week in Huntsville. So weather was great. Shout out to Straight to Ale Brewery. And if you say it real fast in the Southern draw, it's Straight to Ale. I say a little faster, Straight to Ale. Sounds like straight to hell, but it's Straight to Ale Brewery. They actually gave us a cool tour down there, and they showed us the speakeasy. And so if you're ever in Huntsville, go to that brewery, Straight to Ale, and if it's an old school, And if you walk around the corner, you'll see some lockers like left over from the school. And they don't tell you. All you got to do is grab a hold of the lockers, slide the lockers. You wouldn't think they'd move, and then there's a speakeasy bar in there. So that was pretty neat.
So Abby, I'm gonna get back to being our podcast. Can we I don't why
Well, you guys were kind of quiet. I was trying
So
to.
can we talk about? I kind of got some news while we were gone. Seen a picture of your side by side stuck getting winched out. What happened there?
So I took a little fella for a little ride. Well, kids went out riding. The guys went out riding Saturday. I was pulling some soil samples because you know what? Sometimes we have farming things we have to do with
He
us.
had to do his adult things, you
Yes.
know.
And I
Remember
was-
last time we were pulling soil samples?
And
Let's
he
ask him.
sat back
It's pretty
here.
easy, ain't it?
Well, you know, with
It
that
was pretty easy for him. I'm
with that
sure.
collect and go bucket that I got, I'm telling you, I went. It just took time getting over the field, and I walked a lot.
Yeah.
But I had Duke out with me, the dog, and so anyways, they went out riding, and I caught up with them. Yeah, I did get stuck. I had a little guy with me. We went down on one of the trails there, and I had to get towed out of the.
I'm pretty sure you got stuck as soon as you met up with these guys.
That's what it sounded like to me. Blame it on the little guy though, because I'm sure he was like, faster, faster.
Well, he was sitting there, and it just wasn't. Whatever. I got stuck. I don't care.
Who else got stuck? I think I heard one of the other guys that was riding out there. We're gonna call him Perd Man. Yeah, I heard he got stuck too.
Yeah, I think he was driving. What does he have? He has a
Kawasaki T-Rex.
Oh, I thought it was a 100.
Little tiny little.
Oh, it's a
the-
110. He's got one of them
a little
110s.
110,
Oh, yes.
No, he. What is it? He's got it's a
Kawasaki T-Rex. What size is that? 9. It's an 800.
800, and I did not see that. I don't. Oh, that was prior to me going. I was still being an adult.
And I think he's
I
got
just-
new cryptids on them.
Yeah, I don't think they were
Brand new tires. I don't think.
Yeah,
they
how's that?
He
Good for him.
obviously did not make it very
Well,
far.
my thought is it could be operator error too.
I'm gonna say it was definitely operator error.
I mean, if he just hit the hole and gun it,
He would have been fine,
he would have been
but
fine.
he wimped out a little bit. Didn't give it all the throttle.
How do you know about all this, Abs?
I'm just gonna take a guess. I'm
Oh,
sure he was
okay.
slow going.
Well, he is an.
He's a old man.
old
you
man,
know.
you know.
He is. He is actually. He's like
All them gray hairs.
He's
he
actually
got.
older than I am, so that's a point that I want to make in this story. So yeah,
Yeah, barely.
well, it works. Yeah, so they went out riding Saturday, Sunday. Nobody did any riding. We caught with you guys a little bit. You guys didn't ride it when you got back, right?
No.
Nah, besides hitting the creek.
No, we were all. That creek was moving too. I went in that creek and I had.
You should have went the day. Had it been the weekend before we went to Tall Pines. Me and Angela went through that creek, and it was bad.
Yeah, no, I went through and I had the little guy with me, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I had it 4-wheel drive, and I'm thinking, yeah, we need to get the heck out of here real quick because that water's coming up on the
Mhm.
floorboard. My feet are sitting up there, and I'm like, jeepers creepers, let's get out of here. Let's make it out of here alive.
So what happens on your side by side when you stop in the creek? What happens? Like, does the water come up and
Yeah, does it?
No,
like, get you wet a little bit?
no, not really. I was worried about pushing it over the hood and then coming inside that way, but it was filling up through the
Who's-
floorboard.
Whose side by side does that?
Seymour's.
Who do you mean?
Bruins.
Like the
Like
water?
when you stop, like the water comes from behind and.
It'll come right up into your seat.
Oh, mine would do that too. I would imagine.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I
think
thought
so.
so. It did.
Yeah, but I
happened
didn't.
Most
before.
most side by sides, once they get
Yeah.
to that point, you're gonna get water.
I don't know.
But
So you guys had fun down at Tall Pines. I had a nightmare flight to Alabama. And,
we got some tires for our planner. I seen came in.
Yeah, we got. I ordered them through on the internet. I ordered them through. I'm gonna forget what that was. I don't even have my phone with me, but ordered them online. I was just putting some new. We're gonna put 4 new tires. So we got 1 new tire on there. We got 1 new upstairs, and then we'll put 2 more on there. So we're gonna run that. We did get a quote on that micro track that we're gonna try running to help with that Infero stuff. So on that farming aspect, I got a quote for that. That should be coming. And we did get some seed disc dropped off today as well. We got to get them on there. Those were starting to get thin, so and shrinking up on us. So the game plan this week is to work on that.
What you got happening with your tractor over there, Abs? I heard you got some progress done on it.
Yeah, I got a new tank installed on it and waiting on the starter to get picked up. Pop's gonna pick that up Monday for me.
Yeah, I went. yesterday. Didn't have. They weren't there. I went on lunch, and then I didn't have time today to run up there and grab
Yeah.
it.
Pop said he'll grab it, so not a big deal.
Works out.
But you did get you went to a no tell motel, but it wasn't a motel. It was like a no-tell town to pick up that gas tank for that.
Boonville?
Oh my gosh, alone. Abby went alone
Josh, I was fine. Don't worry.
to pick something up off of Facebook Marketplace.
I remember one night. I get home from work, and Christopher and Angelo were standing in the house. He goes, "Well, I got some guy coming from Facebook Marketplace."
Oh yeah, that was pretty fun.
I'm like, "But now you got 4 of us standing here for just a guy and a girl coming
Well,
to pick
the
up
girl-
a table."
I looked up the girl's profile on Marketplace, and it was a good looking woman, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is some guy with a fake profile that's going to come out and get this, and I'm like, I'm not going to be a victim of sexual abuse, and so I had you guys come over, and sure enough, it was her and her fiance or picking up a table for their apartment. So I mean, that was just me judging a book by its cover.
Well, they didn't have much on there. Normally they're pretty sketchy, but I think they said they set it up just for Marketplace to find this stuff.
Yeah, right. They were
Whatever.
trying to fill up
Yeah.
a house or something. So, what do we got coming up this week to think about? So, Ethan, you're gonna try to get that video from Tall Pines up.
So, yes, I don't expect it this weekend. I'd expect it midweek next week.
Okay, so we're gonna try to get that up. We should be able to.
So, speaking of that, we also had some audio problems with our GoPro. So there will not be any audio to the GoPro footage. I gotta look into that. We'll have it figured out for next video. But there'll be some clips from the phones and stuff on there, so you'll be able to see and hear audio on them.
All right, so we should expect a video for that. Abs, what do you got coming this week besides? What do you got this week besides your big? I wanted to talk about this. Your big. We got a big test coming. Abs, what do you got this week?
I don't know.
I can read it over there. He wrote on the thing. You're looking for a rim for that. You're looking for a rim for your.
Yes, I am looking for a rim, single bevel rim for a Farmall Super M tractor.
What size rim are you looking for, Abs? Do you know that? Because
It is a 38-inch rim. Yep.
38-inch rim
Yes.
for a Farmall.
Yep.
If anybody's out there,
13 by 38 I need.
she'll pay with cash. She likes to clean. She'll also feed your cats and dogs for a rim. So she'll pretty much do anything.
I definitely will not do anything.
But you would clean. You would feed some dogs.
Cash in hand if you got a room.
Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
Okay. Hey, I was just trying to help you out. Maybe
I'm not cleaning someone else's house. Nothing. I'm not doing anything for anyone else.
All right. All right. Well, we're looking for some help on here, so let's give them a little something back. We'll have Ethan clean if anybody's listening. Ethan,
I'm not a
we'll come-
very good cleaner.
Yeah, I was
Not
gonna
gonna
say
lie.
he probably isn't a good cleaner.
Not a
Yeah, he
good
still
idea.
pees the bed. I don't even know what's going on with that. I have tried to get him to stop peeing the bed, and it just hasn't.
Do you have to get some Depends for him
I
every
don't
week?
even know. Sometimes,
Get one of them plastic
Um,
liners on my mattress.
yeah, no, I'll see that. I come home from work and I see that out on the clothesline floating, and I'm thinking,
There's
well,
sheet flying on the
must be his woman had to air out the bed sheets because Ethan wet the bed again. I mean, seriously though, some people wet the bed and it's okay.
I don't wet the bed, just so everybody knows.
It's
I do,
okay,
I do
Ethan.
not wet the bed.
Sometimes we need to come. We can have a come to Jesus moment and say it's okay.
Maybe you're the bed wetter because you seem to want to talk about this quite a bit.
No.
Oh my God.
I haven't wet the bed in probably 2 weeks. So just ask Jill; she'll tell you. All right.
Jill, did he wet the bed 2 weeks ago?
She's not.
Let us know. Text us.
I did
Shoot
not.
me a text message.
I don't
We'll
think
figure
so.
this out.
I just peed the bed at the hotel, but I left it for the lady.
Oh, that's disgusting.
All right. So, Ethan, anything exciting this week coming up that you know of, or just kind of getting?
Not much. We got that YouTube video hopefully coming out this week. Hoping for some warmer weather.
It's
Here
been
soon.
chilly. The sun was out today. It was a good day. We got some work to do on the planner.
Yep.
We'll see what next week brings. This weekend should be pretty busy. I got to work kind of on Sunday, so probably not a whole lot going on. Abs, let's get you really nervous about this
old test.
test. So what do you think is your weak point for this test coming up this week?
My weak point,
Yeah,
the inspections. That's the hardest part of the whole test.
like making sure you hit everything.
Yes.
Are you good on backing?
Yep.
Going forward,
Yep.
going sideways,
Sideways.
shifting gears,
Yep.
honking your horn.
Yep.
Don't you got to honk your horn before you back up?
Yes.
All right. So if you look at it, and I'm not an expert at this. If you look at it like a puzzle, if you start from one end and go to the other end, does that help you
Yeah.
with your like if you have a systematic approach?
They will like throw a curveball at you, and you have to inspect a certain part, so you don't have to really worry about doing the entire thing. Like you won't know what you're gonna inspect. They'll just tell you you gotta do the engine or
Yeah. So what if I said abs? I got to inspect this engine. What should I expect you to inspect on my engine?
the radiator, the engine, the air intake,
Yeah.
The oil.
oil, power steering, the air compressor.
We got a lot of guys that
There is a
check
lot
the
of
oil.
stuff.
on our trucks
They don't what?
don't check oil.
Yeah. I mean,
we
that's
had
a
one
huge-
time
That
I go
could be
pick
an
it up
issue.
take it off the side of the road. It was 3/4 load. Yeah,
That's a lot.
twice this last year it happened. One time it was 3, the other time it was
So
2/4 load.
when on Monday will we know if you pass the ultimate big rigger test?
When I decide to message you,
So if you pass on Monday, are you gonna come home and hop right in the big rigger and just start driving all over the country?
probably not.
Oh, well, like when are you gonna use it?
I'll use it during harvest and stuff. I'm sure.
Okay. Are you gonna go out and buy a big truck?
No.
Do you want to be an over the road trucker?
No.
I'm telling you, there's a few of them on YouTube. I've seen a few of them.
I'm sure, but that's not my lifestyle.
All right, are you gonna get a tattoo? The ultimate tattoo?
Yes. When is the tattoo coming?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get a big tattoo. You guys know.
The big heart with an arrow through it with some initials that just
Yeah.
are kind of
Definitely.
I know your dad's got a big trucker tattoo.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
right on the right above, right on his lower back, right?
Yeah,
it's
tramp
like right
stamp.
above like his butt cheeks there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome. So, we are coming up on the end of the podcast, and long as we got a week ahead of us, we got some things to do in the shop to start working on some planting and get things ready. We still got to get some corn moved. Prices were down a little bit this week, so I mean they're up, down, but they're not where I want them to be. We're gonna hold on to that for a little bit longer and see what comes out of that. Ethan, work's gonna get busy for you as the weather gets nicer,
Yep.
and it's
It'll be later nights on these podcasts. I won't be getting on work till 7 o'clock.
oh,
Some late nights here doing our podcast.
Oh, Ethan, I'm sorry.
I'm
You guys
shedding
work
a
your 8
tear
hours
for
and
you.
go home.
I work my 10 hours. You know, my
Yeah,
four
but
You
10.
get your 40 hours at the end of the week.
Oh my gosh, kids.
You work longer. You
Hey,
don't
I
work
have
Friday.
another job that I work. Don't you worry.
And then like this is a job too.
Yeah, I would say this is a
This is
full-time
a job.
This
Like
editing stuff's gonna turn into a job on these YouTube
It
videos.
does
I'll tell
take
you
some
that
time.
much.
It does take some time. So
Hmm.
If anybody's got any anyway, know some things that I don't, or any tips, pointers, go to Fields and Four Wheels podcast on Facebook. Shoot us a message.
Facebook,
I will look
yeah.
at it.
I
I could use any tips, pointers, whatever you got.
Yeah, please follow us on Fields and Four Wheels podcast on Facebook. You can also keep up with our YouTube channel, which is just
Fields and Four Wheels.
Tell your mom, tell your sister, tell your aunt, tell your brother, tell your uncle, tell your dad, and share this with all your friends. The only way that we can continue to keep doing this is making sure that people keep liking and watching our videos. And then the more and more people like our videos, the more and more we get shared, the more and more we may be able to get some different guests on here. We've got a couple coming up, some local guys. But if this, with the likes, with the shares, with things like that, could come the opportunity to be able to bring in some other. And if somebody has any suggestions on some guests we should bring on, reach out, send us a message on Facebook. You can also comment on our Spotify, Apple Music. Those things.
Let's talk about another thing. So we always, every episode we've been saying, you can listen to us on Apple Music. I found out that you have to download Apple Podcasts to listen to Podcasts.
on Apple Music.
But you can't use Apple Music to listen to them. You got to have Apple Podcasts.
All right, so I'll make a note of that when I'm starting to put this stuff out. And Abs, anything else to add that we're missing? Oh, you can always follow along with the farm stuff at J as in Josh and as Nick, T as in Todd, JNT Farms on Facebook, and the podcast and the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Anything else we're missing, kids?
I think that's it.
Not a whole lot.
So I think with that being said, I'm going to say, I guess, peace out, kids.
See you guys next week.
Big E signing out.
All right, see ya.